Well, we're almost back, as you can see. I cleared off the table. I got me some tea. It's kind of a cloudy, rainy day here, humid, no fun. So, and I am shooting this in real time. I don't plan on doing much editing on this footage, so pretty much trying to keep it as clean as possible. That's why you see Tulip running around, jumping on things, trying to get my attention because she wants me to play, and I'm in the middle of filming. So, and I played with her earlier, but we gotta get this camera rolling. So let's get this going. If it wants to. I don't think it does. Now we gotta see what it's seeing. Which, I'm a one-man operation pretty much, except for you might have seen my boy Jermaine in one of my videos. He helps me out from time to time. So what's up, Jermaine? But for the most part, I try to do all the filming myself, especially in situations like this where I really don't have an extra pair of hands. That being said, we are gonna get the show on the road. And now that one's recording. I cleared out the area. I put the parts here on the side, and I have that camera set up, and I'm gonna get this camera going. So then I'm trying to catch.
I am not too detailed on what this is going to take. I do know you use a lot of the parts off of the Clodbuster, or Bullhead, as you want to call it. But either way, I mean, Bullhead is Clodbuster, just with a different top, and they renamed it. Big deal. I don't know why I even got popular with that top. That top is ugly. It used to have a nice truck top, similar to USA 1. Chevy truck top, but hard plastic, which is always good, that 80s stuff, especially when it's an off-road vehicle and you're trying to climb stuff or bang stuff or whatever the hell you're doing. But that being said, we are going to slide this a little bit closer, and yes, I have my tea. I have my phone by me because I'm expecting the RC store to call me because I had to order some stuff for my 5th scales. I have a couple 5th scale videos out, and you guys are more than welcome to watch them. I needed a new controller to tell me all my telemetries, and that's over a couple $100 I'm ordering, and I wanted some outerwear, which is very important in 5th scale stuff, especially the areas I run. It's really dusty, and I haven't had the time to get the outerwear, so you won't see videos of them until I get the outerwear on, due to the fact that that sand and stuff gets inside the motor, and you're talking $600-700 to replace a motor, and I don't want that kind of damage. So, but I get impatient, and I really like my 5th scale stuff. But we're taking time out from the 5th scale to do the 10th scale stuff. So, here we go. Where to start? Well, first of all, maybe if I don't know, put that out of the way.
Get this screwdriver here, and take a spin around. Well, first things first, I need to detach the steering servo, the shocks, and these arms. Now I'll take this off. So let's go ahead and do that. I am keeping all the screws because I never know what I can use or reuse sometime. And boy, they really put that in tight, so I'm going to have to go with a bigger screwdriver. This kit right here is pretty nice. I mean, It has a lot of the stuff that you need. There's obviously a variety of tools out for this hobby. Um, it makes it a little easier when you have like toolkits like this that versus have to dig for stuff because there's some oddball sizes and some oddball wrenches and weird things that you know you just and this is probably a pretty boring time for you guys to watch. But that being said, you know, I am making a how to build video. I mean, this is, you know, you're gonna go with me. I'm not gonna cut anything. All my trials and tribulations with this build, you will have on camera. You know, and that's important because that shows you either how difficult something will be or how not difficult, or just the problems I might run into trying to figure out stuff. You know, like this screw is taking forever to get out. A lot of people have electric screwdrivers and fun stuff like that'll speed this up. I have electric screwdrivers, but they're out in the garage and none of them are charged. Of course, when you need something, it's always the case. It's not either charged up or not available where you are, or it's broken, or there's always something, or you have to fix it. You know, always the case and scenario. And God, you see what I mean? Look how long this screw is. See how long the screw is? This is a long screw. But keep your screws. You buy a used truck and you plan on refurbishing it, rebuilding, doing whatever, upgrading. You want to keep everything. Because like I said before, you never know what you're going to use. Especially screws. You know how easy it is to lose screws? I mean, I have a small container I carry with me out when I do filming. And, you know, that has a variety of stuff in case stuff breaks. But it's not really the bulk of my collection of screws by any means. It's just something that, you know, so I have stuff on hand that if I have to do a quick repair, I can. So, oh yeah, by the way, I didn't buy upgraded shocks. I might have some downstairs. I haven't gone looking for them. But the whole idea behind that is I'm trying to do this as cost efficient as I can. I will upgrade the shocks eventually. Just if I can get away with not doing it right now for money purposes, I will reuse this as much as I can. I mean, it's all preference, you know. Like I said, I spent a lot of money on my Wraith, and you know, and I have the fifth scales, and I'm ordering parts for that, and I just, you know, don't like to say the word cheap out, but everything can be upgraded eventually. You know, you don't have to do everything at once. That being said, if I can get away with reusing these, cool. If not, I will have to order some. They're not the world's best shocks. I mean, you know, it's from 80s and 90s. You know, the technology and suspension has changed so dramatic. But, you know, I just prefer to, you know, if I can reuse something, I will. I'm virtually building a monster. You know, I have other shocks downstairs on some of my cars, and I have shocks I bought for other projects that I never used. You know, this is a pretty interesting and fun hobby. I mean, between all you know, you got to be willing to do some work though, because this stuff, especially like you know, the tedious stuff, I spend a lot of time repairing my vehicles. You know, I mean, especially like my customs. Whenever I do a custom build and I start doing things that have never been done before or might have seen once in a blue moon done, you know, there's things after your build that you might have to, when you first do that first run or two, straighten out in the model before you have it perfect. There's things that might not function right, or my wraith for example. I had to, I had a different steering servo in it, and I kept blowing through the gears because my wraith. Well, we'll get into the wraith later, a little later, but the wraith is very unique that it has four-wheel steering, but that's not the unique part. The unique part is the independent steering, meaning that I can pretty much do a crab walk with the thing. I can control the front and rear steering separately. I haven't done any videos with it. Mostly, I'm still problem shooting. I take it out, I run it, and something breaks or something's not working quite right, and I have to come up with a solution. But for most people, I mean, this is a great hobby. You get to build stuff and you get to run stuff. It's like model building with a bonus. And some people are like, "Well, I'm not into building stuff." Well, you don't have to. You can buy the ready-to-runs, and you just get into running. Especially if you're got like a small kid you're thinking about this for. I mean, they're toys, but they're very expensive toys. So that being said, being very expensive toys and whatever that one, you can, there is a variety of things that can be done. You don't have to be the greatest model builder to get into the hobby. You can buy ready to run, but you just get a pack. And generally they come with packs now, packs and a charger, and charge up the pack and you're on it, which is great for the kids. But when I said they're expensive, I mean, for example, my Summit over there, I mean, I got it before the price increased, and that was over $600. They have lower end ones that you can get for your children, that aren't quite as high. I mean, but if you're looking for a hobby grade RC, you're looking to spend a minimum of $150 on up, depending on what you're doing. I mean, I really suggest, that, if you're gonna get into the hobby, you do your research. If you don't want to spend that much money, you don't know if you're gonna like it, then definitely look into what the vehicle that you're thinking about buying does, and if it's what you wanted to do. The best way to try is to, some places rent them out for a day. Like my hobby store has a track out back, so I mean, for birthdays and stuff, they'll rent them to a kid, and that way you don't have to invest a lot of money to see if it's something you might enjoy. I've been in the hobby probably since the late 80s. My very first RC was a Tyco. Now, I'm dating myself. You guys be like, "Well, man, he's old." Yeah, I'm getting up there in age, but that wasn't even a hobby grade RC back then, and that was a $50-$60 RC you get from, I think we picked it up at Child World in Hamden, Connecticut. Basically, that toy store doesn't exist anymore, but you can get the. I've been in the hobby for a while. I've had expensive ones, I've had not so expensive ones. eBay's another great place if you're looking to get your start, pick up something really cheap and used. Personally, if you're not sure what you're into, if you're not sure if it's short course or off-roading or anything, I love my Summit. My Summit is bone stock. I mean, the only thing I run is lipo packs. My Summit, as far as if I don't know what I'm going to be doing that day, I'll take the Summit versus anything else. I have a Mustang, so I can't afford to carry around all my cars with me everywhere I go. The Summit, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, so I mean, people don't hate on me or anything, but it's my opinion. For versatility, the Summit is one of the greatest vehicles out there. I mean, it doesn't go super fast, but it'll climb over stuff. I mean, it goes about 20-25 top speed. depending on what battery pack you're running in that. And it has a low range and a high range locking hubs. It really is a very versatile vehicle, and I've beaten the hell out of mine, and it still runs and it's great. It still looks great, and I have no complaints. It is for the money at the time. Like I said, it was like $600. They increased their price to like 800. I was thinking about picking up another one, and I was like, nah, 800. I'm not doing 800 because then a few $100 more, I can get another fifth scale. But you know, it is a great truck. Traxxas did really well on that, but they're not great with their prices. Now, there's rumor has it that they're going to be coming down in their prices a little bit. I don't know how much truth is into that, but all you people out there thinking about you want something that kind of can do it all, the Summit kind of can do it all. It's a crawler. It, it, it's it can't do short course racing, but you can drive it on the track. It has enough speed where if you want to jump it and bash it, you can. It's waterproof. Well, let me rephrase that. Water resistant, people. Water resistant, not completely waterproof. Being said, you get splashed or you go through a little mud, you're fine. One of my videos is me taking it through a river. You don't want to do that. I didn't break it, and you can see the 4 tires lined up on there. Those are the tires I used when I was in the river. They've been drying out forever. I actually have to pop the bead and take the foams out in that. But later on, maybe when I get separate tires for that kind of thing, it ran great. It ran through the river. You can watch the video. It was awesome. But that being said, I beat the hell out of my RCs. I'm not going to say, go buy one for your child or for yourself and take it immediately through a river. It's electric. Electricity and water don't really mix. You have things on there that will rust out. But go for it. So with the power of TV, you can see what I'm doing. I'm undoing these screws, and I got to undo all the shocks. I mean, you can see I undid this, and I'm planning on undoing this, and undoing this, and undoing this. And not so I spend so much time on the camera. I don't mind. It's just that, it can be tedious to watch and stuff. So with the power of magic of television, I'm going to make this automatically done. It's going to go, and then you'll see this part about to be taken off when we come back.